Now, minuscule circle, today we've entered the cave of delusion because I need to teach you an important lesson about dating, okay? I can't be the one to always spank your booty, okay? You need to find a lover, and I'm gonna teach you how. You need to message them, and if it doesn't work, you need to message their sister, and if that doesn't work, you need to message their other sister, and that's how you form a connection with that person. Just give love to the whole family. That's the best way to date. Yes, you heard that correctly. Today, we are in for a love square. Okay? We're not dancing here. Hey, mchk, 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 mchk. The only dancing you will be doing is the dancing of your brain to the sound of creepy behavior, because this is one of the more sexual videos on the Catfish channel, because for some reason, for Christmas, we've decided you need the gift of throwing up in your mouth. You are going to see a victim who, for some reason, really loves someone who had a relationship with a sister. And then another sister, because I just don't have words for you. It's some kind of effed up movie. So prepare yourself, because I've had enough of this.
This woman wants to know the truth about her internet boyfriend.
I've heard older women are good lovers.
Sorry?
That was his opening line.
What? Why? Why?
Okay, I'm not going to dive too deep into this just yet. Much like Henderson here wants to dive into older women. Because he's 7 seconds into the video. So let's just rewind. Because, goodness, one day I'm just going to pause it 0.00001 second into a video. And then, life is ruined at that point. I just want to pick this out. Maureen, what are you doing in this picture? Because it's giving the Donnie from Shining poking his head out of the hotel door or whatever the hell was going on there. It's quite creepy. And someone might say, oh, I'm just being petty here. What am I picking that out for? Yeah, because I'm being petty. It is the early morning of Friday morning as I film this, because apparently my soul just feels the need to go and just subject myself to absolute nonsense. But also so this can get out in time for the Saturday morning upload. That might change one day. I've been saying that recently, but, at some point it might change. I need to sleep sometimes, surely.
Truth about her internet boyfriend.
I've heard older women are good lovers. That was his opening line.
Disgusting.
Maureen felt Henderson was her Prince Charming. He was handsome.
He's built like a brick house. I mean, he's very well built.
He had a well-paying job.
And he told me about his work. He seemed like he was really good at what he did.
But there was just a few problems.
Who cares?
He always needed money.
The first time he asked for money was to get the helicopter to leave the rig. And then he asked for money again to go from the hotel. And then he asked for money for the hotel.
Henderson was even flirting with both of Maureen's sisters.
What?
And he had DM'd me, and I accepted.
I talked to her for a year.
But he was really cute.
It's not just a love triangle, it's a love square. Maureen and Francine's other sister also received a message from this Henderson profile.
What is this family? First of all, I tell you that much right now. Let's go back. Why does her sister have my glasses? Huh? Can you see there in the top right? Why does she have my glasses? I feel quite concerned right now. I feel like I should take my glasses off. Not only because I don't want to see this episode after what I've just freaking heard. I don't know what kind of adult film movie we are about to embark upon watching. I don't want any part of this. I feel like I'm intruding in someone's life. I feel like I'm watching the Maury show or something. What do you mean, bro? This is a skit, surely. This ain't real. God, I'll continue though, right?
Also received a message from this Henderson profile.
On this episode of Scamfish, sponsored by socialcatfish.com, the team will execute a master plan.
So he recently asked her for bank account information because he wants to log into her bank.
Maybe we scam bait with this one?
Maybe.
We'll take over Maureen's WhatsApp and use a fake banking site to lure Henderson in.
We have our fake banking websites. We can use one of them for this. We can get him to upload his ID and maybe even turn on his camera and see exactly who she's talking to.
Don't forget to like, comment,
Yeah,
and subscribe.
go do that.
Your engagement with our videos help us reach new audiences and can potentially stop other people from being scammed.
Oh, you already are?
Hey Connor,
Sorry?
how's it going?
Where's
All right, guys, a new case came in. I'll read the email.
Where's Drew?
Hi, Catfish team. My name is Maureen, and someone on TikTok reached out to me 4 months ago claiming to be an oil rig worker named Henderson Clarksville.
Don't look at me like that. Where's Drew? As much as I think Connor is he's cool. Where's Drew? This message, this email, if that's what you want to call it, on the screen right now, there's so many red flags here. First of all, let's just address that no one who genuinely loves you is going to message you on TikTok with that supposed opening line. I tell you that right now. I don't know what you think this is, but I don't want to play this game that you're playing. And then second of all, Henderson Clarksville. I swear to you, the scammer watched Smallville and thought, you know what? I'm going to cook up a Superman to use in my scams. And it will work because his name's Clarksville. The day I see someone with the name Robin Gotham Batman Village, I'm going to lose my shit. Because what the shit do you mean? I feel like, yeah, that's what I feel like right now, I tell you that much. I get called woke a lot, right? I feel like I'm not woke enough, maybe, because I feel like we should start questioning people's names. Maybe that's too woke of me, or maybe that's not woke enough, depending on which way you want to look at things. But I feel like we should start questioning people's names when they approach you. Oh, your name is Tom Spider-Man? Oh, well, we've got a problem here then. Do you know what I mean?
Clarksville. I've already sent him $4,000 for things he needed while working, and he continues to ask for money to cover travel expenses. He refuses to video chat or speak on the phone, and after sending this money, I am unable to pay my rent this month. I hope you can help me determine whether he is real or a scammer.
I'm just going to pause it there. Immediately, the vibe I got from Maureen from the intro, I know it's been chopped up and whatnot, so it's not really full context as of yet, but she screams like she's childish, right? It screams, especially with this stupid family love nonsense. It's screaming a bunch of teenagers. Oh my, no, but he messaged me, so how could he be in love with you? I'm better for him, and you know that, Maureen. All of you need to get a grip of yourselves. I promise you that right now. I'm going to put it as nicely as possible. All of you need to get a grip of yourself. But it's screaming High School Musical, and I want to shit in my own mouth as I say that. And right now, I will never understand why people feel...
Stop it. Get some help.
Feel the need to not pay bills, not pay rent, because they're sending their money to someone that they've never met. Oh, he really loves older women, does he? So much so he doesn't even want to video chat with you. Not even a phone call. So where's the love? Where? Let's just go.
Sincerely, Maureen.
Where is Drew?
My name is Maureen, and I'm 69 years old.
Okay, first of all, 69, that's funny. You look like a cartoon character. So, that's great. I feel like I'm watching a cartoon right now.
I'm 69 years old.
Ha ha ha.
And I live in Houston, Texas.
Oh my... Why is everyone from, like, Texas nowadays, apparently? On this show, either someone's, in California or Florida. Is Florida in California? Florida, Los Angeles? Oh my goodness, I should be ashamed of... I've slapped myself on your behalf. But either people are from Florida or Texas, apparently. Or like North Carolina. Like, is there any other places, please?
Born in New York City, and we moved to Houston. I have 3 brothers and I have 3 sisters. So there were 7 of us growing up. Very typical Irish Catholic family. I spent 2 years of college in Greensboro, and I studied interior design and architecture. But I went into nursing after that.
Shortly after becoming a nurse,
Another nurse.
Maureen met a doctor who would end up becoming her first husband.
We met while he was at Rice and I was at Texas Woman's. And then we got married in Texas. So we moved to Dallas. We have 1 son. We divorced in 1987. A second husband, I met him in 1991. Very short romance. We got married within 5 weeks. He was a mechanic. On his 40th birthday, he came home and we had dinner, and he said, I either need a new career or I'm going to have an affair. And I said, oh, okay, well, why don't you just get a new career?
What? Is that a joke? I mean, she's probably laughing to sort of cope with the trauma. But what's the joke there? When he says he needs a new career or he's going to have an affair, does he mean it in the literal sense? As if he's tired of being a mechanic. If he doesn't leave, he's going to stick his pickle in someone else? What the hell is going on in this video? I'm really trying to watch out for my sanity in these videos, but I'm really confused on the type of people that exist in this world, because I'm gonna lose my shit here, bro.
After Maureen's second marriage ended in 1997,
that picture looks fake.
She decided to step back from having relationships and focus on her family.
Good.
More recently, Maureen's sister Francine suggested she make a TikTok showcasing her art in hopes of selling some and meeting new people in the community.
That's good. That's a good way to get yourself out there. As much as I despise TikTok for the most part, it is a good way for people to get discovered, get your talents out there and whatnot. So yeah, I'm on board with that. But then I'm going to come off board, and I've just spat everywhere, so that's great. I'm just, my mouth is cleansing itself. That just means I'm chatting a load of shit, which is actually true.
Good job, little buddy.
Before anyone comments, no. In that little bit right there, I didn't pick my nose. It's just coincidentally my finger just sort of went up my nose, which, irrelevant. I don't know if you can see, but I've got like a big red spot here. Apparently I'm cross-playing as Rudolph, but I blame these videos for giving me spots. What the hell was I talking about? Something about TikTok. If you're gonna suggest anyone to go online and sort of promote themselves on social media, but more or less, if you're just telling someone to go online, be it social media platforms or, dating apps, for example, on this show, can we start informing people of the dangers that lurk the interwebs? I feel like it's crucial that you let people know that their scams exist. That their scams exist, did I say? Is Maureen a scammer? No, I take, obviously not. I'm just chatting shit here, as I normally do. You should let people know that scams exist online if you are gonna push them to go online in such a manner. Please, can we start doing that? Because what the hell?
I picked up drawing just as a form of therapy for myself.
Okay.
Some is abstract, some is landscape, some is floral.
Yeah, they look cool.
She said, just post a picture of you. I put God, family, and country, and painting. I love to cook and bake.
Okay.
Some people, they just kind of said, I like this, I like that. I didn't get any hits for offers for work or anything. Everything was just very kind of floated around,
With no luck as of yet, suddenly, Maureen got a very suggestive message in her inbox.
I've heard older women are good lovers.
Okay, first of all, suggestive is, I don't think the right word here, because he's quite explicitly said what he wants to say. Like, let's be honest. If you ever receive a message like this, I don't know what world you live in if you think this is romantic and you're downstairs start gushing. Oh, I've got the Niagara waterfalls in my freaking pants right now. You need to get a grip of yourself, because this is not good. It's not romantic. It's not cute. It's not a knight in shining armor coming to sweep you off of your feet. It's disgusting. But that could be just me. All right, we're on TikTok, not some sort of kinky website.
Yeah, boy.
So get a grip of yourself, please. And not in that way. Although you could argue maybe if Maureen did get a grip of herself in that way, we wouldn't be here right now.
That was his opening line. So my reply to him, I'm 100% Irish, remember? Well, I've never been with an older woman, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, that's funny.
I have a whole list of that he said to me, like, I'd like a picture of you.
What is
And I won't
happening
say
here?
what he called it.
What is going on in here on this day?
Surely this is one of the most, and this is coming from me, who makes suggestive jokes, right? This is one of the crudest scammers I think we've ever seen, surely, at least on this show. Can I see a picture of your meow meow? Yeah. It's raining cats and dogs, apparently, in this, because we've got Donnie barking all over the place, and we've got meow meows being put on show. I really hope Maureen didn't send a picture of her meow meow, because goodness me, then we're opening up a real dirty can of worms, and then we've got the whole sextortion angle that the scammer could then take. I'm feeling frisky. None of these are messages. Well, I really hope none of them are messages that genuine people are sending out to someone who I guess they supposedly want a relationship with. Please go and join some sort of class that teaches you how to better respect people in general, first of all. And obviously better respect women, because if you're saying this kind of thing, I'm sorry, I just don't really think you have much respect for women, because as an introduction, in the beginning stages, if you're jumping the gun this much, I'm sorry, I just can't believe you respect anyone. But that could be just me. Or maybe I'm a fuddy-duddy.
And I wasn't even looking. I wasn't even looking for romance.
Okay.
No.
That might be the case. I feel like you're lying to me, because why is this conversation still going on? Why are you replying to his messages saying this sort of thing anyway? If you're not looking, that's well and good. But it gives me the vibe you're somewhat interested because you're still replying. You know, maybe the first reply you could be like, leave me the F alone or whatever. But by you being sarcastic, making that joke, oh, I've never been with an older woman, so I wouldn't know. You know, I'm sorry, but that's you entertaining the conversation. So in my opinion, you're somewhat interested. And going off of the intro, you know, he's built like, I presume, a brick shithouse. You're interested. You are also giving horny. Let's be real here.
No, it wasn't even on the radar. You know, if you want to be my friend, be my friend.
Oh, that's how you be friends?
Just be a friend.
The steamy conversation cooled down, and the two continued to get to know each other on WhatsApp.
Okay, I'm really sorry to whoever image this is on the left, right? I don't mean to piss on your bonfire. Is that really your muscle? Is your muscle that shape? It seems photoshopped to me. But again, maybe I'm projecting my insecurities, because I'm quite slim up top, and then I've just got a fat ass for no reason. But we'll move past that, because my ass is not the topic of discussion right now. I'll tell you that much.
Sorry. Probably too much information.
But for the right price, it can be. Okay, smooth. If that's how Maureen makes friends, friendship orgies.
Okay, settle down, pal.
His name is Henderson Clarkson.
Shut up.
He's built like a...
Yeah, we get it.
I mean, he's very well built.
Yeah.
So he started to get interesting. You know, he talked about, he goes, what do you do in your free time? I told him.
Sorry to pause it there, but the logistics of this is just all wrong, huh? Oh, I heard older women make great lovers. Send me a picture of your meow meow. And then down the line, I want to know more about you. Sorry? I don't think I need to tell anyone that this conversation is completely backwards, right? It's completely upside down. Do you live in Australia, Henderson Clarksville? Clarksville does sound like somewhere that would be in Australia, though. You know, somewhere in the outback, there's a Clarksville. Let me know.
About the art. I showed it to him. He goes, "You drew these? You painted these?" He was really skeptical. He goes, these are professional. And I said, well, I took professional lessons. This guy gave me a lot of attention for this. So I think that's where we kind of bonded.
Really?
And he told me about his work. He seemed like he was really good at what he did. And I appreciate that. My dad instilled a very strong work ethic. So when he started complimenting me and I complimented him back, he appreciated it. And then around mid-August, the I love yous. I think I'm falling in love with you.
Why?
Maureen couldn't wait to tell her sister Francine that she had met this handsome guy on TikTok, but she found out something about him that she never saw coming.
A year before he even tried to contact me, he reached out to my sister Francine.
Maureen came over here and she goes, "Oh, I met this really nice guy on TikTok. Oh, and he's a Christian and everything."
Really?
I was going, "Oh, Maureen, that's awesome." So she shows me his picture, and it's Henderson. I got on TikTok, and he had DM'd me, and I accepted. That was the part that I probably should not have done. But he was really cute. And, you know, I kind of liked the attention. It was nothing more than that.
Oh, that's funny there's a horse on the screen right now, because let's hold our horses. Rein the stable back in the horses, shall we? I don't think that's very good for the horse. I'm somewhat thankful that this hasn't turned out to be some sort of dirty, everyone is messaging Henderson at the same time and they all know about it and they're all fighting for Henderson's love or some shit. I'm thankful at the very least this was before Maureen had even come into the fold. So, that's it. Well done, I guess.
He talked to her for a year. And he even called her a couple of times.
He would joke around and say, "Oh, well, I'll come down to Texas and come see you." And I was like, "Yeah, right." He was like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And I was like, "No, I don't have a boyfriend." I said, "I'm really okay by myself." You know, the next thing was going to be, he was probably going to ask me for money, but I never let it get that far.
Oh, that's good.
After Francine ended her relationship with Henderson,
wasn't a
he
relationship.
pursued Maureen even harder.
It wasn't a relationship. I don't appreciate that. I tell you that much. I don't know why. That's, I guess, in the script for the voiceover, but it wasn't a relationship. I just don't feel like that's helpful. I feel like that's very counterproductive for a show that deals with busting scams to just be blurting out to the audience, "Oh yeah, Francine's TikTok romance," in quotations, was a relationship, because it just wasn't. They never met up, blah, blah, blah. Stop it.
And this time, he did ask for money.
Oh, yeah.
And she gave it to him.
The first time he asked for money was to get the helicopter to leave the rig.
What a joke.
To Norway shore. And
Norway?
then he asked for money again to go from the shore to the airport.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's avocado here. Maybe in some twisted world, you could sort of... No, actually. No. We're going to play devil's avocado. Maybe in some twisted world, someone is foolish enough to be like, "Okay, I'll send you the money to leave the oil rig." But then we have to question why they need more money after that. Because now, if supposedly you couldn't access your bank accounts on the oil rig, once you're off the oil rig, you can access your funds, right? Norway. Maureen, you should have said, "No way."
Oh,
And then he asked for money for the airport to go to the hotel, to Oslo. And then he asked for money for the hotel.
Anything else?
For the Bitcoin.
Anything else? Okay.
And when I went to the Bitcoin store, I couldn't figure out the darn machine. I was like, I had all the apps loaded up. I had my credit card, and I couldn't figure out the darn thing. So he got all frustrated and flustered, and he said, just get me Apple cards. So I got him Apple cards.
As soon as I heard that Maureen was talking to this guy and then sending him money, and then he was promising her marriage and stuff, and I was going, are you kidding me? I said, Maureen, you haven't even met this person in person. You don't even know if he's a real person.
He said he was going to pay me $6,000, and he only owes me $4,175.
What?
He said he's going to pay me that much because he was a pain in the ass. I said, yeah, you were a lot of trouble.
Oh, this episode is a pain in my ass. And yes, Henderson Clarksville is very much so much trouble. She very much screams childish to me, but that could be just me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if this is some sort of, trauma, sort of, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? Obviously when you've been through a lot of things and sort of your behavior is the way it is because of your past experiences. I don't know what's the word to say that. Manifesting? Her behavior is manifesting in this way because of her past experiences? I don't really know. But that's the vibe I'm getting. Maybe sort of she feels like she has to do all of these things because, that sack of shit mechanic decided, I want to go and play with some other cars for some reason. And this is her way of making sure that doesn't happen again, I guess. But, this is me just chucking spaghetti at the wall sort of thing. Let me know your thoughts. Obviously, given that this is this channel, and I'm going to waffle, I very much urge everyone to recognize your self-worth. You are more than just someone's cash cow, so to speak. You are worth more than someone rinsing you for your money and taking advantage of you financially. And maybe you do feel as though this is the way that you have to sort of hold down the relationship through your bank account, but it isn't. If someone genuinely loves you, they're not going to put you through so much financial stress. And I think I said financial wrong there, but it doesn't matter. Sorry. Forgive me. Please, baby. Forgive me.
What did that just mean?
But yes, they wouldn't do that if they genuinely loved you. And obviously you would have video called by now at this point. It's interesting that, what is it, Francine? I guess she didn't realize he was a scammer because she didn't get to the stage of them asking for money. But, I don't know. Would she have been like, hey, for some reason this guy is just scouring TikTok for lovers, it seems. Maybe just be a bit more careful, but I guess Maureen didn't really listen to her, if Francine even said anything. I feel like context is missing here, unless I've just missed it. It's early, forgive me. We'll move on.
I mean, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning and he's asking me for Apple cards. So, and I'm like,
strange.
He was supposed to have sent me a check today, and it never came.
Don't do that, please.
He was supposed to have sent me a check yesterday.
Money laundering.
And supposedly he's going to the bank tomorrow to try to send me the money he owes me.
No.
About 2 or 3 weeks ago, she needed a couple $100, and she never asked me for money, ever. So after the fact, after I gave her a couple $100, that's when she goes, oh yeah, I'm still talking to Henderson. He's borrowed more money from me. I was like, are you kidding me? I said, Maureen, I would have never given you a couple $100 if I knew that you were still talking to Henderson. So basically, my money was supporting this guy.
Okay, Maureen. Somewhat I was feeling sympathy in some way, right? Behind this monster of a heart that some people think I have. Now you've shat in my mouth. You've taken that sympathy and you've broken it. You've broken my heart. All right, Maureen? How about that? You've broken my itty-bitty heart. How dare you bring other people into this nonsense? It's a very big pet peeve of mine, as you guys probably know by now, when people bring in others to their bullshit. If you're gonna get scammed, I've always said this, you've been a fool. It doesn't mean you have to be a fool. You learn from your experiences. But when you go one step further and you lie to people, first of all, you've lied to your sister about where the money probably is going. Oh my goodness, I feel like headbutting the screen. Because you couldn't just keep it between you and your fake lover. You've decided I'm going to piss on my sister's bonfire and ruin everyone's day. How dare you? And here, if anyone knows Jurgen Klopp, he looks like Jurgen Klopp here.
It's like, seriously?
Francine did her best to convince Maureen that Henderson was bad news, but she continued the relationship despite the warnings.
Well, what a
This past Thanksgiving,
waste of time.
She was showing some of her artwork to some family members of friends and stuff. She's flipping through her phone, and she still got pictures of them downloaded on her phone. And I couldn't believe it. I just blew a gasket. I said, I'm at my wit's end. I don't really know what to do, but I don't even want to be around her anymore. She cannot afford to be sending this. She hasn't even paid her rent for December.
My bills are late. My rent was due the first.
And you're smiling.
I never pay my rent late, but I'm negative 225 in my checking. I had to call the electric company today so they wouldn't turn off my lights. So it's humiliating.
It's humiliating, but I'm just gonna carry on with this anyway. You don't just magically get into this position. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't just hit you like a brick shit house and magically you've ended up in such a destitute position. Surely when you're sending this money, you're looking at your bank account thinking, oh, my goodness, the funds are dwindling. I'm putting myself in a bad position here. Surely Mr. Brick Shithouse isn't worth me doing this to myself. It's quite concerning that so many of these victims don't give a shit, it seems, about this until it's too late. And by that point, like electric companies, your landlord or whatever, they're not gonna care about this. They only care about your money, shock horror. They are not going to care that you've sent your money to some fake lover on TikTok. Stop doing this to yourself, man. And this is why I do sometimes maybe come across as being harsh. Because I really want people to understand that what you're doing to yourself is just so stupid, okay? Don't give me the bullshit you're lonely or, oh, I'm so in love. Or yeah, okay, maybe that is the case, you're lonely and in love. But because of that, you're going to freaking jeopardize your home, your livelihood as a result of some love? Get a grip of yourself, man.
And Henderson wrote me in there, can Michael help you?
Oh my God, just everyone, apparently.
For him to have the balls to say, can Michael help? I'm like...
Okay, you've sort of put yourself on this righteous high horse here. Oh, how could the scammer tell me to go to my son and ask for help when you've had the balls and the audacity to lie to your sister about, where the money is going? So, or maybe again, you didn't lie. Maybe you just did say, no, but you lied because Francine didn't realize that the money was going to support frickin' Henderson Clarksville. So you've lied and you're now sitting here, acting like, you're on some moral high ground. Come on, let's get a grip of ourselves here, shall we?
He can, but he shouldn't have to. You're the one that owes me the money.
We've had one conversation since Thanksgiving, and we normally talk every day, so I'm kind of mad at
honestly,
her for all this.
I don't blame her.
Honestly,
so
for as brilliant as she is, this was like the dumbest thing that she could have ever done. The dumbest.
I've cried a lot. And I'm not an unhappy person. I'm not an unhappy person. If he's real, then the flowers need to start coming. And the check.
Okay.
Stick around until the end, Seekers.
okay, I'm going to stick around to tell you this. Even if he is real, the financial abuse is crazy. Like, getting other people involved in his nonsense on your part is a shitty thing to do, of course. But then as on his part, you know, being this so-called love that, oh my goodness, we're going to have a great time together, or whatever bullshit was probably said to you. How can you ask someone you've never met, hey, get your son to freaking give me money? It's just shitty on everyone's part here. And I feel for Francine here, or Francine, goodness, sorry, the British came out of me there. I feel for Francine because she also decided, what am I saying here? I just feel for her, so.
Get Maureen the truth, and even get Henderson to sign up for our banking website and expose who's really behind this profile.
Whatever,
so we have him on camera. You want to see what he looks like?
What
Oh my gosh,
happened here?
You got so excited, you threw the camera.
Okay, wait a minute.
I promise nothing is that funny, but okay.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And once you've done that, give this video a like too.
Yeah, go do that, but you already are.
If you're looking to contact us and you think you might need our help finding out who you're communicating with online, or maybe you need help breaking through to a friend or a family member, don't hesitate to reach out to our email, sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. We can help you find the answers you've been looking for.
Ciao.
Hey Seekers, if you're only following us here, you're missing half the story.
Follow Catfish online on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook for updates and content we don't share on YouTube.
I've now just followed my brainwaves and remembered what I was going to say earlier on. I don't blame Francine for not speaking to her sister as much. Because as much as people like to throw around the whole, oh, that's your blood, you know, don't treat them in that way. They've made a mistake, XYZ, forgive them. Yeah, but there's only so much someone can take, you know. Francine has done her very best, it seems, to sort of convince Maureen. And you would think after giving money, right, Maureen would have some sort of moral clarity to be like, goodness, I've taken money from my sister and lied to her, so maybe I should stop all of this nonsense. But there is a limit on how much even your family members can do to you before you have to stand your ground. And I want everyone to understand that you shouldn't feel guilty if you do perhaps cut communication off with a family member, I mean, even a friend, right? There is only so much you can take before, you know, your mental health starts to suffer as a result. So I hope everyone can understand that and don't let anyone freaking guilt trip you into just, you know, sweeping everything under the carpet. Aladdin has taken that carpet and he's ridden off into the sunset. You pick all of that shit back up and you address things like adults. Listen, you did XYZ to me. I don't really feel comfortable speaking to you anymore. Goodbye. And yes, Aladdin, it was a rug. Or was it a carpet? I think I was correct. Semantics, really.
It was time to get Maureen some answers. The team got together to come up with a game plan to get her the truth.
So I spoke to Maureen recently.
Where is Drew?
She had already sent this guy $4,000. She's not able to pay her rent or any of her electric bills, her internet bills, nothing right now.
And I'll tell you this, it's probably for the best that she doesn't have access to the internet anymore. How about they just switch it off? Don't pay the internet bill anymore. Let her just draw and paint and whatever. And hey, maybe she has, well, I say maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe she has somewhere around her where she can, you know, exhibit these arts. And, you know, she can sell them and build a career off of that and never touch the interwebs again. Touch grass instead. So it's probably for the best that she doesn't pay her internet bill.
she thinks that she is going to receive a $6,000 check from this person, and it's going to cover all of her bills.
There's definitely a ton of red flags here. Like, we've heard so many stories about like people being on oil rigs and all these different excuses for money. Aside from the red flags, like what else have you learned about Maureen that will help us out?
So I haven't told you guys the craziest part of this yet, and it's the fact that Maureen's sister Francine had also been dating the same Henderson profile for over 10 months.
Are we taking the piss here? There was no dating. I don't care if it was 10 months. You haven't met the person, so there is no dating, okay? Just what is going on in the voiceover in this segment here? Stop calling it dating, because the impressionable viewers of the show are going to be like, oh, so that's what you call dating? Oh, then that must mean this fake person who's been messaging me for X amount of time is also my real lover and it's a real relationship. Stop it. I thought we left this shit like months ago or whatever. Why does it seem like we've taken 7 million steps backwards? And genuinely, I don't think you guys understand how much it's, you know, it's a gripe. Yeah, it's a gripe right now. Like, where is Drew? Like, why is Connor here reading the email and whatnot? Maybe Drew's taken some time off. That would be understandable. But like, I don't know. It's just, I need him in the videos, you know?
Seriously?
Yep.
We've never, ever had that happen before.
I know, this is the first time this has ever happened.
Yeah, it's a skip.
Wait, what? He was also hitting on her sister?
It's a skip.
They were actually engaged in an online relationship for 10 months.
Stop
And her
saying
sister
that.
knows about this?
Maureen one day was chatting with Francine and said, I'm talking to this guy online, shows her a picture, and Francine's like, hey, I was talking to that guy.
Yeah, what
for
about
10
what
months.
about the
He's
other
a
sisters?
Scammer. I never gave him any money. And so she's already warned Maureen about this person.
I mean, this is like a love triangle.
Oh.
It is. It is.
No, yeah,
Keeping
well-
it within the family.
That's just okay. Haha. What about the other sister? Let's talk about that, because then it gets interesting, because I feel like the other sister would know about Maureen dating in quotations currently. So like, then it becomes strange even more.
And there's another layer to this.
Okay, yes.
It's not just a love triangle, it's a love square,
Right.
because Maureen and Francine's other sister also received a message from this Henderson profile.
When?
What is going on?
Time frame.
Whether this is a scammer or not, he's definitely a sleazebag.
Yeah.
Time frame.
So, Bree, what has she sent us for research?
Research, and you've just defecated in my mouth. No context. I'm just going to assume that the other sister has received a message before or something. But okay.
Well, we have a video, we have a badge, we have some images.
Hold on a second. I feel like we've seen this guy before. I don't know, but Henderson Clarksville looks so clear, and the rest of it just looks like shit. And his picture looks so clear. Great. What a time.
We have some images of Henderson. The video is wild because his voice changes in the middle of the video. Like, his accent changes.
Hello, Maureen. I hope you had a good and productive day. I still haven't found my staff identification card, but I will still look for it. And I know your prayers will keep me going as well. I hope we have more time to talk.
Do you like how his voice shifted into Anthony Hopkins?
Don't know who that is. I'll hop on and tell you this, though. Ooh, what am I hopping on is the question. Am I hopping on Clarksville? That's disgusting. I very much question Maureen in not picking up the fact that his voice just decided to change halfway through. Maybe this is a funny bit of theirs. Yeah, Henderson, he often changes his voice. He often starts cosplaying other individuals in the middle of his messages. Is this real love?
It was pretty crazy.
That video is like literally insane. What did Maureen say?
Here's the thing. Just to catch you guys up to speed, I spoke to her earlier today, and she said she's 75% now that he's real.
Okay.
We went.
Even after watching that video?
Yes. We went from her thinking, okay, this is just a scammer. She said this like 3-4 days ago. Now she's like 75%. I think he's the real person.
Also, the video convinced her.
All right, so let's talk about research angles.
So he recently asked her for bank account information because he wants to log into her bank for whatever reason.
Maybe we scam bait with this one?
He recently gave me access to her WhatsApp, so I've actually been chatting with Henderson.
Oh. So, I mean, we have our fake banking websites. We can.
Oh goodness. Why did it give off the vibe that David was like, oh, what have you been doing behind my back then?
One of them for this, and then try to get this person to log in. At minimum, we'll get an IP address, and then if we can take it further, we can get him to upload his ID and maybe even turn on his camera and see exactly who she's talking to. If we can pull this off, I think we'll have enough information to get her some closure. Right, sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
All right.
The plan was set. Brienne had access to Maureen's WhatsApp and needed to steer Henderson towards signing up for our fake banking site. If he does that, boom, we'll know exactly who's behind this profile. We just needed to call Maureen and get her on board with the plan.
I just want to keep you in the loop because once I take control of the WhatsApp, I just want you to know the purpose of me taking over the chat and then what the chat conversation is going to look like.
Yeah. Now, I did talk to someone that said that they were Anderson on the phone today.
What did he say to you?
He said, oh, I love you. I'm going to be mailing you the money. Do you still love me? And, of course, I said yes.
Okay.
So you spoke to my sister Fran today.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that the money that she gave me, I gave to Henderson.
She thinks that.
Okay, that's what she thinks. Okay.
Allegedly.
Oh.
Even though I've told her like 3 or 4 times I spent it on my rent.
Okay. Did she ever send him money?
No, he never asked for money for.
Huh. Hold on a second here, man. Let's, I guess maybe I should have chucked in an allegedly. Maybe I was too quick to believe Francine, but maybe we're just too quick to also believe Maureen. Did she actually spend it on her rent? Haven't we just sort of confirmed in this episode that she's struggling with her rent and December's rent hasn't been paid? So where was her rent paid? I'm quite confused. Maybe the previous months. I don't know. I feel like now we're delving into like family drama here. Like, I don't know. No, he never asked her for money. Are you sure about that? Because Francine said it never got to that part. Maybe Francine's lying. Maybe Francine did send money. Who the frick knows? I've lost my head at this point.
Wow.
She talked to him on the phone.
Oh.
Yeah. They were like best buds.
See, I'm not sure money was never asked for. That doesn't sound like a scammer to me. I feel like even scammers, when they play the long game, when you've talked on the phone a lot, I feel like they've asked for money. But I don't know. Maybe Francine genuinely didn't get asked for money. Or maybe Francine has lied. And after finding out that this is a scam, because Maureen revealed that she was also speaking to Henderson, she's decided to come on this show and make herself look better by sort of giving off the vibe, look, I knew all along it was a scam. Are we going to have an inductee, an alumni of Helen University, where they're not even the main topic of discussion? That could be a twist for the ages.
I did not get this information from Fran earlier.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, my sister's a little slick.
Huh.
She kept telling me, I'm not jealous. And one of his videos on TikTok is very sexualized. And the day that I brought all this information to her, she goes, oh, I would totally tap that.
Okay, thankfully the sound effect played there. but I've paused it just in time. I don't need to hear the explosions in my ears because the explosion is happening in my asshole right now. I would totally tap that. I don't know what's going on here, okay? I don't know who is lying at this point. I don't know if there's some truth in both parties. I'll tell you right now, I'm not having a party. I'm not having a good time here. And you know why? I'll tell you this. Not only Henderson is a creep, I despise some of the words that I used to describe, we'll say, the art of lovemaking, right? Sex, if we're being freaking so blunt about it. I would totally tap that. It's a screen that you tap, not human beings, you know? I don't care if this is a scammer or not. Henderson, Clarksville is fake or not. You just, in my opinion, you don't say things like this. It's dehumanizing, okay? If you're a young whippersnapper, for example, because this is all giving teenage vibes right now, stop saying that and treat people with respect. If you find someone attractive, just say they're attractive. You don't need to freaking start saying, oh my God, I want to freaking tap that. Get a grip. Maybe in your head, yes, they are so attractive that you do want to romantically be with them. But you don't need to say these things, you know? Is it just me? Am I being a fuddy-duddy? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Another one that's come to my head is when people say beat, you know? If you describe yourself, maybe you pickled your cucumber last night or something. I beat it. In that sense, you go ahead, mate. But when people, for example, describe, like, when they're with their friends or something, and then, you know, they just randomly say, oh, I was with this girl last night. Yeah, I beat it. I beat her up. What do you mean by that? There is so much wrong with what you've just said. It's disgusting, okay? First of all, let's stop just proclaiming that we've had sex anyway. Because who really asked, right? No, but you want a Blue Peter badge or something? And then if you really have to, for some reason, describe or say that you've had sex or you want to freaking have sex with someone, which you shouldn't, nobody asked, nobody cares, stop it, get a grip, eat shit. Just stop saying weird, abhorrent, objectifying things. I might have gone on too long there, I apologize, but I feel like I had to rant about that.
And this is before any of the I love you started with Anderson between him and I.
Let's move on, man. Okay, so it just did get worse. It just did get worse. Not only have you come on this show, right? And I feel like you're both now sort of competing in some weird game. It's like, what? It's like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Embarrassing Olympics. I'm gonna say this to embarrass her, but I'm gonna say this about her. It's so teenage coded. That's what this is. It's so like high school. Oh, he's mine. You know that stupid nonsense I was doing earlier? That's what this is giving. I really hate this. I would F him till his nose bleed. Okay, first of all, I don't think that's good. I feel like that's bad. But any doctors in the comments, let me know. Surely that's bad. I really, like, this episode is quickly descending into one of my top hated videos. How about that? Yes, I've gone that far. Because I know I make sometimes jokes that are like a little bit crude and whatnot. You know, I'll chuck in some foods to describe certain appendages as a way of like minimizing the disgust. And I know they're not obviously to everyone's taste, but you know, that is the sort of jokes I make. I don't feel like we're joking here though. I feel like these people are being serious about what they're saying. And I don't know if anyone is lying or not right now, but I'm really getting pissed off with this.
Wow.
And day of
Bro, let's
Thanksgiving,
stop
when
it.
she saw his pictures on my
No,
phone,
no.
she said, I don't ever want to talk to you again. Don't ever call me again. I don't want to ever hear from you again. And I got in my car and left the Thanksgiving party.
Okay, so now we're just getting very different stories from both people. My point still stands from earlier, though. You know, family members, if genuinely you have had enough of what they're doing to you, cut off communication and don't feel guilty about it. That still stands. I was too quick to believe Francine, man. And maybe I'm too quick to believe Maureen here, but now I'm sitting on the fence. My ass right down that picket. Do you know what? I don't like the pair of you. How about that?
And this guy came after me the end of June.
I see.
Whatever, man. End this video.
I did not go towards him.
I don't care.
Okay.
This.
Yeah, and I think it's really helpful too to understand where you and Henderson left off, because once I take over the chats, I definitely want to get an understanding of where I need to get him to be in order for him to log into the account. So,
and I still did some I love yous, and I still want to make love to
Oh
you.
my
and I
God.
I kind of kept it kind of, you know, just to kind of keep him on the hook. Just because I didn't want to lose, you know. I want him to think that I'm still...
You're in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as of right now, I need to tell him I love you.
Why is she saying that? Why is she saying that as if she knows it's a scammer? You know, you've said 75% of you still thinks this is real after even that bullshit AI nonsense video. Why are you coming here as if you know all along that it was a scam? Oh, I just kept him on the hook. You've been hook, line, and sinker this entire time. I didn't expect at the beginning to get this angry, but here we are. What a disgraceful video, huh? What a disgraceful commentary. If someone wants to say that, I'm in agreement with you. It's disgraceful. It's all shit, and I hate this.
And I want to make love to you.
Why are we...
You don't need to say that.
Like, let's
Thank
just
you.
chill out,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't need to say that.
I can't emphasize enough how much, like, this is screaming of just, you know, such childish bullshit. Is it just me? Like, there's too much talk here of just sexual things. And I'm not saying people can't express their sexuality. Far from it, right? But goodness me, like, decorum, does that exist anymore? A little bit of shame, does that exist? Huh? Like, I'm not saying you should be ashamed of yourself, but freaking, I'm not gonna go out in a public show and whatnot and start freaking describing my love life or whatever. Fake or not, just some things can be kept behind closed doors. Or, you know, you can tell them, hey, don't include this bit in the video. I don't feel comfortable, but I just needed to give you the context or whatever. But, like, I don't feel like she cares. And just, here you go, have it all. I've literally slapped it all on the table. I don't like it, man. And I know it might be hypocritical coming from me because of the jokes I say. Or, for example, you know, sort of, I've revealed a kink of mine in liking feet in previous videos. But that's the line we're drawing here, you know? It's not vague because I've explicitly said it. But, you know, we're adult enough to say certain things. But sometimes it's just too much, you know? I liken it to when victims start listing off their quote-unquote lover's freaking physical body, right? Oh, they've got nice legs, they've got, very much curvy. It's just too much, you know? Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm thinking about you. How was your day? You know.
Okay.
And he's getting over the flu, so I don't think you need to be clinical with
He
him,
doesn't
right?
have the flu.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
not
glad.
real.
I want to steer away from sexy talk right
Yeah,
now.
stay away from that. Yeah, stay away from that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or else Maureen
All
gets
right.
upset.
Sounds like a plan. So let's walk through the WhatsApp and let's see if I can sync your WhatsApp to mine.
Okay.
We had a ton of work to do from now until we meet Maureen one last time. The team chatted with Henderson day and night, trying to bait him into using our bank site. Right up until our meeting with Maureen, as a final Hail Mary, we sent an email stating Henderson has a $200 sign-up bonus if he accepts the invite. All there was left to do was to cross our fingers and hope he clicked on it as we got on a call with Maureen.
Hey, Maureen, how are you?
Hey, Maureen.
I'm fine. How are you all?
Good.
Wow, Maureen got all glamorous for the big reveal, huh? She's probably thinking, oh, they're going to show me Henderson frickin' Clarksville is a real individual. So I've come prepared. I've put on a nice shirt. I've done my lips. I'm ready to smooch you, Mr. Superman.
Good.
Hey, Brianna.
Good to see you. Have you spoken to Fran?
Yeah, I told her that today was the final, so.
The final.
She's praying. I have my own personal beliefs that, she was more attached than she lets on.
Maybe.
And then, of course, she says that she warned me about him, although I don't remember that conversation.
That's convenient.
Of course, she thinks I blocked that conversation out.
Who knows? But it would be convenient of you to just not, remember that conversation, wouldn't it?
Maureen, I'm extremely curious. I mean, like, if Brianne was in school, right, and she had friends, and then, one guy was, like, dating her, and then another person in their friend group, it would cause, like, a big rift in that friend group. Like, what's going on with your family?
We're at a good place now, but there's been tension between us because of that. It's schoolgirl. It's,
thank you.
He gave me a promise ring or or...
Oh, she's just doing the same thing I was doing, putting on the voice and whatnot. So anyone who wants to come at me for saying she's childish, she's quite literally confirmed it herself. So I guess there's a level of freaking accountability there that we can freaking give some kudos to. But this is still all disgusting. Dare I say I find this video a little bit creepy. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I'm just not a fan of a lot of what is going on here. And, I'd go as far as to say I find Maureen a little bit creepy. I don't know how many other people would think that, but if I have to stand alone, I'll stand alone, okay? Remember that Jon Snow, that one episode where he's got the sword out and then all the Donnies are just coming at him? If I have to be like that, at least I've stayed true to myself, do you know what I mean? And that's a lesson for life as well. Even if you have to stand by yourself, if you stood by you, you're standing in the correct spot. Ooh! I'm glad that David has mentioned school as well. I'm glad she's mentioned it. I think it goes without me saying how much this is all some dumb, stupid shit. And also, if... fake or not, if a guy gets in between your relationship with your sister, or, if you, for example, if your partner gets in the relationship in the way of, your friends or a family member or whatever, you gotta question something. Obviously, there's circumstances that sort of, I could understand that, right? Maybe, I don't know, your partner has been very rude to, I don't know, your mother or something. Then, of course, that's gonna have some sort of effect. But this kind of stuff, like, I feel like I'm watching a shitty Hallmark movie at Christmas, no less. Oh, who's Henderson gonna choose? Oh, go away, everyone.
She knows that Henderson has spoken about marriage to me. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me that you would tap that? That's not a real healthy thing to say about somebody. If you weren't jealous, why would you say something like that?
Well, I'm glad she's also said that it's not a healthy thing to say. So maybe I'm not actually being a fuddy-duddy in thinking the way I think. Maureen, I still find you creepy though, but at least you're taking some sort of accountability here. But at the same time, actually, I feel like you're kind of just shifting everything onto Francine. You are at fault here as well. I feel like the pair of you have a lot to work on, but...
Tap that like...
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
just
do the
move
deed.
on.
Yeah.
Move on.
I mean, that's what tap that means.
Okay,
David doesn't know what that means, apparently.
Alright, I don't believe that at all. But, Maureen, you're 69 years old, okay? I'm not putting an age limit on what words people can say. Can we stop saying tap that? I've genuinely heard tap that more in this video than I think I've heard this year. So let's just move on. And I've heard 0 times, by the way.
You would do the deed, do the hokey pokey, yeah.
Shut up!
And I was like, oh, well, I mean, he's cute.
Yo, why is David, like, giddy and turning red right now? Like, why is he having a great time here? I'm not, but obviously that doesn't mean he's not allowed to. But, like, I feel like he's enjoying it too much.
I bet he's good in bed. I mean, whatever.
Bro.
I go, but, because the song is lock the door and turn the lights down low. Da, 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 da. I mean, it's really...
All right, change gears.
Why do you think
Like,
that
just-
Fran liked
I don't
him
know.
more than he liked her?
I don't know. I mean, he's her age. She's going to be 63 on Sunday, and he's 60. She's got dogs. And cats. He's got dogs. She's got big Texas hair. She's
Okay, I don't think that really matters. But okay. Didn't I mention earlier on it's like raining cats and dogs or some shit? Or did I not say that? For some reason, in my head, I feel like I said that earlier on. Okay, there's no relevance to why I've paused it to say that, but I don't know.
very pretty. She's funny.
Well, let's jump into what we have. So we have quite a few things to go through with you.
Tell me a joke.
We know who Henderson is, but I want to share something very specific to you. So he sent you an image of himself. He's wearing a striped shirt. It looks like he's in a restaurant.
That's from the hotel lobby.
So what we want to share with you is this same exact picture, right? We found the same exact picture, but we found it on an Instagram page.
On his Instagram page?
No.
The real person.
We found it on Frank Christian's Instagram page.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of this person before?
No.
So he's actually an actor and a model.
Okay.
Hi there from Italy. So we are on the way to the shooting, and I really like my beard to be styled like this. What do you think?
Yes, it's very nice, man.
So that's the real person behind the images. So the person you're talking to stole the images from that account, and they passed them along to you as this other person.
Okay.
Von Klimaanlagen und Zugluft bekomme ich immer trockene Augen.
Dein Augenarzt hat dir doch Hylokomod empfohlen. Ich hab's für dich eingepackt.
Fühlt sich echt gut an.
Do you hear his voice there, Maureen?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard his voice.
I liked that sort of, reaction vibe. I like that. Should do more of that.
Which is interesting because you actually have heard Henderson's voice, correct?
Yeah, and that doesn't sound anything like that.
Hello, Maureen. I hope you had a good.
Oh,
and
why am I
productive
listening
day.
to it again?
We don't know who the person who's been texting me,
Oh,
who that is.
Just hold on a
right?
second.
Actually,
We'll get
you
there.
gave me access to your WhatsApp. Me and you have been tag teaming Henderson.
That is just a very poor choice of words, surely. There is no tag team going on here. If you want to talk about wrestling in the professional sense, then yes. But stop it. Don't use that again.
During the chats, you probably noticed I was trying to lure him to our fake banking site. I needed him to send me an email so that David could do his part.
Brienne was able to convince him to add himself to your banking account. saying that a rep from our fake banking website would reach out to him and add him to the account. We didn't let him know that it was a fake banking website. We just acted like it was a real website. So what I did is I went and I got an email that looks legit. We sent him an email saying, hey, congratulations, Maureen's added you as a user to her account. And when you sign up, there's a $200 bonus on top of that.
You know what's funny? First of all, look at this, right? Get like every single thing is in capitals, right? Especially the A. Like, it's incredible, and I use that loosely, that scammers can't seem to pick up on things that look like scams. Like, this is your supposed job, right? Allegedly, and whatnot. How are you not able to pick up on nonsense? Like, it's freaking hilarious, man. So, you know, to people who say, like, oh, scammers are so smart and whatever, yeah. No, they're freaking not.
Okay, and then we gave him the username and password for the account, and guess what?
What?
He logged in, and with the banking website, we have a few options. We have this trigger, this verification trigger that
Look, for example, yeah. Like, finish setting up your blah, blah, blah account is, you know, sort of grammatically normal. But then verify that you're human starts every word with a capital letter. It's just, you know, there's too many things that are just off about it. But obviously the scammers, they ain't got a Scooby what's going on.
That we can add when somebody logs in. And what it does is it says, verify who you are and, you know, go to the next step. So once he goes to the next step, it opens up his camera. So we have him on camera. You want to see what he looks like?
Oh
my gosh, I just about...
You got so excited, you threw the camera.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay.
Oh.
And then this is also like during the chats where you guys were speaking today and he was telling you, oh, I wish I was there with you to make love to you or whatever he was saying.
Blah, 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 blah.
Meanwhile, me and David, when we were watching it back, he's sitting in a living room with his baby and his wife or another woman.
And his wedding pictures are behind him on the screen. Yeah. And so while he's trying to access the fake banking website and steal your money, his wife is literally talking to him and his baby's sitting right next to him. Is that disgusting?
Yeah. I am betrayed.
What?
Grief-stricken, sorrowful. This guy is a liar and a thief. I do feel cheated out of, I mean, I just retired. This is supposed to be a time of joy. And I feel like the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I feel like he stole the first part of my retirement.
But I hope you're able to fully mend your relationship now that you know exactly what's going on, exactly who's wasted your time and who you were talking to. Now you can focus on the real relationships that matter, like the one with your sisters.
Yes, you would hope so. But I actually think this story has shown that their relationship is not all that strong, because seemingly look how easy it was for them to fall apart over a guy at their freaking age. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you can't feel jealous after a certain age or whatever, but to go to the extent where you're both arguing with each other, pointing the finger, like, that's so childish. I don't feel like that relationship really is all that strong. Let me know your thoughts. If it's this easy for it to go down south, my goodness, then.
Yeah. I felt very alone about 3-4 weeks ago. Thanksgiving Day was bad. My sister and I fought. I felt alone and afraid. I cheated out of love, and then this guy, there's a special place in hell for these people.
Oh, facts.
The two best things you can do Obviously, realize that the first thing is just realize what the red flags are, so that way, next time somebody reaches out to you or you're dating somebody online, you know what to look out for. And the second part is therapy, you know, being able to understand like why you became a victim, why you fell for this.
Hold on.
And also the influence, the impact of this, because it was a relationship. It wasn't a healthy relationship, but it was a relationship.
And hold on a second here, right? I don't want to attach any importance onto this channel because in the grand scheme of the world, right, I very much downplay, I guess, what this channel does. I'm very grateful that it helps people in their day-to-day life. Maybe you get some joy out of it, you know, maybe you crack a smile here or there, and that's why I create these videos. So thank you all for even sticking around. Do not thank me, because I get a lot of comments thanking me for helping you and stuff, but it's not me, right? It's you guys. You're doing the heavy lifting in your life. You're the one picking yourself up and trekking on with your day. You know, this video literally is just in the background. So it's you guys doing the heavy lifting. So I don't want to attach importance to this channel, but surely that's what I've been saying. I feel like I have said many times, people need to seek therapy to find out the root cause of why they actually fell for such a disgusting sack of shit online lover in the first place. That's what David's just said. I don't want to, obviously, again, attach importance and like, oh, David is sitting there watching these videos. But I've been saying that so much. So, I don't know. It's interesting to hear that he has now said it.
Those two things combined, like that should help you move on.
I think you're doing God's work. You're helping men and women, and it may not be about the money, but our souls are healing. You really are helping our souls heal.
Thank you so much, Maureen. Appreciate your time.
Okay, I'll hang in there.
I still find her a bit creepy, but okay. Yes, disclaimer. Yes.
Seekers, it's almost time for our weekly live stream.
Fade to Black. Gonna quickly go check it out. I'll be honest and I'll be frank. I want to go to sleep. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on the live stream. And frankly, I don't really want to listen to Maureen more. Again, I find her a bit creepy. But, you know, I can understand if people do say I'm doing too much there by calling her creepy, but I don't know, I just... there was something I was going to mention, and I just didn't pause it at the time, so I'm trying to remember what that was. When she was saying things like he or... No, we're just going to move on because I've forgotten it, but if I remember it, then I will obviously say it. I'll see you guys in a jiffy. Hello, everyone. Tantalizing talk time. But oh, that's a great start, isn't it? Before we get into a little bit of the live stream stuff and then obviously comments from the original video, I've remembered what I was saying or going to say at the end of the commentary portion. God, family, country. That was her bio on TikTok, right? And she mentioned devil towards the end there, and we'll get into the God aspect. But first, you know, let's do things in reverse and let's freaking talk about country. I don't know what she means by that. I don't know if she means the country of United States. I don't know if she means country as in the countryside. I don't know if she means country in the sense of like cowboys. What is going on? Family second is interesting because that would imply, obviously, you have some sort of a strong connection with your family because you've put them in your bio, right? But you argue with your family and relationships get strained because of fake lovers. So that's interesting. And then God being the focal point. First, you talked about the devil taking over you and whatnot. I picked out a comment from the original video, which we'll discuss more on that aspect a little bit later on. That's what YouTubers do, right? God? So someone messaging you that opening line, you know, oh, it's very, you know, godly of you or religious of you to take that in your stride and think, yes, this is someone that I want in my life. Definitely not a disgusting individual, but sure, let's be friends and whatnot. I question it, okay? And we'll get into, in my opinion, lust and greed aspects here, but hopefully I remember to speak more about it later on. So we'll start off with a comment from the live stream. You know, I anticipated this because I did feel maybe I might be alone in thinking that Maureen is creepy, but I just feel like she's creepy. But this is one comment which is, you know, on the same vibe as quite a lot, even on the original video. I have to say, it was so nice to get to know Maureen. She seems just lovely. Sure, man. I mean, if that's what people are feeling, then at the end of the day, I can't change how people feel. I can only give my opinion. If this is what people believe, then, you know, all power to you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Maureen is just lovely? You please let me know. Next up, this part I found a bit strange as well. Wait, I thought Maureen was broke from the scamming. Didn't she have to borrow money from her sister and now she's flying to Hawaii for Christmas? Oh my god. I don't know how much flights are to Hawaii. Maybe there are a considerable shit ton. I mean, from the UK at the very least, I think it's a lot. But let me know, of course, in the comments. Maybe to play devil's avocado, I saw this in reply to this comment. Maybe her son gave her money, but there's still so much I feel like has been left out from her story, both by her and her sister, because I believe it was a lot of finger pointing going on. And I just don't feel like the situation necessarily was handled like an adult should. But again, let me know your thoughts. The next one is, as this person says, unpopular opinion potentially. At certain point, you know, technology should be taken away just like how government takes away people's driver's license. Maybe, right? But I don't feel like technology necessarily is the main cause of the scam, because I believe it's the victims themselves. Obviously, you've got the scammer. It doesn't exist without the scammer. But the victims themselves do play a role in scams. And I wish more victims would acknowledge that, because the scammer didn't get your money by hacking into your account. You gave them the money, all right? You can argue there was manipulation. I get that. But at a certain point, you have to question. I mean, as David said at the end there, and as I have always been banging on about, there is a root cause of why you've decided to entertain the scammer. You need to address your part in the scam. And in this case, as I mentioned a little bit ago, lust and greed. Okay, there is the greed aspect, because obviously this person doing well for themselves, as she made it for some reason consistently clear, he's a hard worker and whatnot. Maybe you find that attractive, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's really important for this story. But hey, you like a hard-working man or whatever. And then the lust, but the greed aspect here ties in with the lust because of obviously how Mr. Henderson Clarksville looks. You, I assume, think, this is great eye candy. I'm gonna show my sister about this as well and whatnot. You know, it gives me the vibes that you, her and her sister play those kind of things with each other. Oh, look who I'm speaking to. Oh, look how I'm... But yeah, lust and greed, I believe, plays a main part in this. You know, technology, sure, maybe you can take it away from someone like Maureen, but what's to say she's just not going to do the same thing in person? You know, you can get scammed in person as well. Holiday love rats and whatnot. Now this one, I wanted to just end it on this one because it is a difficult one to read. I have no family and I'm all alone. They're all dead. Rest in peace. So you're depressing the hell out of me talking about Christmas and scratch-offs and buying stuff. I haven't gotten a Christmas gift in years. I know nobody anymore. They're all gone. Deborah, I really wish you love and strength. Obviously, nothing really I can say would make you feel better. You know, it doesn't replace the presence of family members or friends. So I wish you love and strength. I can understand when holiday times come around, it's very difficult. But I do hope you can seek solace somewhere, potentially. Maybe where you live, there might be other people who feel this way and are going through similar things. And there is some sort of meetup maybe that you can attend. Maybe if you look online, obviously be aware of scams as well, even when looking online for certain things, because scammers obviously prowl grief forums as well. So I hope you can find something, not to forget about this, because I don't believe it's something you forget. I've said many times, grief is like a backpack. You know, you wear it. Some days it's lighter than other days, and some days it's there, but you're able to keep moving forward maybe a bit easier than other days. And obviously some days it's very hard. It's much more difficult than other days. So I hope you can find something to sort of not make yourself forget about these things, as I've said, but you can take solace in knowing that grief is just love with nowhere to go. You know, you had a lot of love for people and now it's got nowhere to go, but the love is there. And that's what I think grief is. Maybe it's a better way of looking at it. As you guys probably know by now, I'm not really good at navigating, you know, sort of talking about death. And I always try to say things that might help someone, but obviously I'm not a professional. And I don't believe in just saying things like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it, you know, keep your chin up and whatever, because, you know, not everyone wants to hear that. You know, some people, of course, it would help them, and that's the type of person they are, but not everyone is going to, you know, take solace in hearing those words. So I hope Deborah can find what she feels comfortable with in helping her cope with the grief. So I hope she's doing all right. And if anyone is feeling similar around, you know, this time and other times of holidays, definitely do reach out for professional support if you're able to, because I don't feel like you should just bottle it. And it's just better to talk things out with someone if you want to, of course. But I do recommend, even if you don't feel like you want to, you should just try to anyway, because you might see it in that way and it's not necessarily the best thing for you. So I'm sending love and, you know, happy holidays to anyone and everyone. Now, the main video, the original video. Her using the phrase, "Would you tap that?" had me crying. Yes, it's disgusting. So, you know, I hope you're crying with disgust and not, you know, haha funny, because alongside a lot of comments mentioning that, yeah, I like her and whatever, There's a lot of comments that say she's funny. Tell me a joke. Obviously, before someone comments with, a stick up their ass, although I don't think someone like that who doesn't like this channel or me would still be here this far into the video. But if for some reason you are, get a grip of your life. Why are you watching things you don't like? But if you're commenting that, I know, I don't say I'm funny. I very much don't think I'm funny. It's a lot of dad jokes on waffling and shit, right? But she's not funny in my opinion. But again, look, everyone's going to see it differently. Oh my God, but Francine is in the comments. I actually have few comments from Francine. So within this thread, this is what she's saying. I never said that to her. Yes, I'm Maureen's sister. Really, you're her sister? Yep, I'm her sister. I never said any of that stuff about having sex with that fake dude. She lied. I'm pretty pissed off right now. I feel like I've said sister within that so many times that I'm going to hear sister in my nightmares. Who knows if this is the genuine Francine or not. I did actually open up, in a new tab, the profile. It's a picture of Francine. So unless someone has decided to create a fake profile of Francine, then hey ho. And actually, I'm gonna cut it here because I don't think I checked when the account was created. So I'll be back.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm back now. As you can see on the screen right now, her account, if it is her account, was created in 2018. So unless some sort of sick, twisted individual has played the long game here and thought, well, I'm going to create an account of Francine for some reason, this might actually be her. So as we can see, obviously, there's the caveat if this is real or not, but let's just assume it is, right? The finger pointing is here again. She lied. She said this. I didn't say this. Blah, blah, blah. Guys, we're adults, okay? Or at least, maybe I only am. So, let me know your thoughts. Obviously, we know on this show, victims who do appear love to freaking throw other people under the bus to make themselves seem better, but also will leave out conveniently certain informations so that, again, they seem better. They come across in a better light to the audience and whatever. Who knows with this case, right? It's a lot of finger pointing, and to be honest, will we ever know who's genuinely right or who's telling the truth? Because I feel like in situations where a lot of people are finger pointing and no one really seems to be taking accountability, other than when Maureen said this is all schoolgirl-like, it's difficult to tell who's being truthful. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. The next one, speaking of comments and messages, who would be okay with the kind of first messages he sent? Gross. I mean, yeah, again, let's bring back the God aspect. What are you doing here? Like, I'm not saying Maureen has to be a perfect individual, religion-wise, because, look, I can't speak for everyone in the world how many people are perfect religious-wise. I just love the fact that she brought up the devil at the end. And I think maybe she was mentioning God here and there during the video, but it's just picking and choosing, right? You're talking about the devil in terms of, you got scammed. What about the devil making you feel so horny to respond even in the first place to such a message? Do you know what I mean? You can't pick and choose, man. Again, I'm not saying she has to be perfect, because I'm not perfect, but you just can't, Next up, wait. She wanted friendship with a man whose second message was to her asking for a pee pic. She cannot be serious. Goodness, if it descended into him asking for her pictures of, her peeing, well then, goodness me, someone's bonfire is getting pissed on. But yeah, going back off of the message and the God aspect, and obviously the grossness of it all. What life is Maureen living that you get messages like this and you think this person, yeah, they just want a friendship. I'll be friends with them. I just don't understand. Like, this fantasy world that she's cooked up here, that bubble needs to be burst, because this is really disgusting and creepy. And you can't tell me that she wasn't feeling the same way. You know, maybe she didn't explicitly say such crazy shit in the opening messages, which she then proceeded to say she wants to make love and whatever to Brie on the phone call. You know, not with Brie, you know, with Henderson. And obviously she was like, oh yeah, I just wanted to keep him on the hook and stuff. Shut the hell up, first of all. Yeah, you want to speak about the devil, shut the hell up. But you can't tell me she wasn't feeling the same way. She just did it in a more less crude way, you know, by giving that sarcastic response. Oh, I've never been with an older woman, so how would I know? I'm sorry, to me, that is you entertaining the conversation and giving the okay to continue. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comments. I've just realized the shadow of my standing desk is there, or maybe it's not in shot as I zoom in for the edit when editing this. So I've just basically said nothing. Or maybe this is a segue so that I can bring up the other comment without this seeming awkward. She's full of herself. If I had turned in that caliber of work, I'd have failed grade 9 art. Not going to touch on the art aspect because I thought they were cool. I mean, better than me. But that's not really necessarily the point that I picked out this comment. I can't comment on her work because I ain't got a Scooby. I don't know art, really. The she's full of herself aspect is interesting because necessarily during the commentary, I didn't really feel that in the moment. But what I love about these commentaries is that after uploading, I mean, even during the editing process, but again, after uploading, reading everyone's thoughts. I mean, even here, just reading everyone's thoughts before I've even edited it, you know, throughout the whole process of the video, I am open to learning more. I am open to having my feelings challenged, changed, etc. Because, you know, human nature, you learn new information, you get more context. I feel like it's important to adapt and not just stay so narrow-minded within reason. You know, if you're a bigot, for example, and you're trying to convince me to look at things in your point of view, I'm going to tell you to eat shit. I'm really sorry. There are certain things that you have to stand by. But for the most part, I feel like being open to learning is good. And actually, I'll throw that at the bigots. It's important to learn. So maybe you should learn to not be such a hateful piece of shit, but we're getting severely off topic here. I can see why people would think she's full of herself. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comments, because I'm interested to see what you guys think about that, in the sense that I didn't necessarily see it, really, in the commentary, but I do understand why people would feel that way. So let me know. She's acting like a love-struck 13-year-old, and then, you know, Francine appears again. I agree, Maureen is my sister. I never said any of that stuff about sex either. I never even talked, only DMs. Well, you know, if this is, again, the genuine Francine, she's very adamant to let you know that she was doing none of the dirty talk. Who knows? But she does seem, again, like a very love-struck freaking teenager. The whole thing just screams childish. I mean, even Francine sort of, again, pointing the fingers in the comment section, it's childish, okay? And it's giving me horrible flashbacks. If you guys remember Tim, and he had his son whose name was it Tim or Tom? I don't bloody know, man. But he had his son on the show, and there was the whole family tree decided to come into the comments of the TT, of these commentaries, and freaking we had nieces, we had sisters, I don't even remember, bro. We had the whole freaking family branch falling down. Branch? Yeah, every single branch of the tree was in the comment section. That was wild, yeah? That was crazy. Francine, come into the comment section. Tell your story, right? I will share your story with the peeps of the TT, if that's what you want, all right? Let me know in the comments, Francine. Next up, because I feel like we need to, again, for some reason, talk about the devil. This comment comes from a TT member, so shout out Stacy. This is not the devil. This is her lack of common sense and critical thinking skills. Can't blame the devil for naivety. And I'd add on to that lust and greed. Are you going to blame the devil for you being lustful and greedy? Huh? Maureen, are you going to do that? Are you going to do that? Are you... Okay, I think I made my point clear. I don't know why I decided to start doing that, but next up, this is important. Clarksville is a city here in Tennessee. Oh, so it's real. I was under the impression Clarksville is actually not real, and the scammers have just cooked something up after watching Smallville. But sorry to everyone who lives in Clarksville, it's real. So, shout out everyone in Clarksville. Is your name Henderson by any chance? You know, that would actually be like, my name would be freaking Hello London. I don't know, it's just not real. Francine again. Goodness me, this is turning into the Francine show. Me and fake Henderson did not have any sexual conversations. That part is a big fat lie, and he never asked me for money. Okay, Francine, we get it. We get it. Okay, I just don't feel like you need to comment this under like freaking so many threads, a single comment. Like, we get it. Chill out. Someone will find your comment if they're really interested in reading through the comment section. My goodness, please chill out. But don't chill out at the same time. Come into the TT, please. Give us your thoughts. I'm begging. And then lastly, some more TT members will end with a little bit of, me showing gratitude and appreciation. Southern Sweetie, my goodness, I can't wait to see H freak out over this one. Hi to the TT. We got Sergeant Pepper, of course. Hi. And then we've got Pamela. Oh my God, yes. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? If you've made it to this far in the video, I've spat everywhere again. That's a spit of appreciation. I was going to say use that wisely, but, don't spit on people who you appreciate. That's counterproductive. I do have so much saliva, though. I feel like I've mentioned that in a video before. Drink your water, timestamp, ASMR for you. I feel like when I talk so much, a lot of saliva builds up. Is that a problem that I need to see someone about? But yeah, shout out to the TT. Again, it's always surreal to see you guys in the original video commenting about the TT, because it's like we're gone global, baby. But I very much appreciate you guys. And of course, how long can you stick around listening to the waffle? Time will tell. But much love to you all. I'll see you guys next time. My closing thoughts about this all. Again, I might stand alone. I find Maureen a bit creepy because it was too much sex talk, As I always do with victims who list off the physical attributes of their supposed lover. That's creepy. Maureen is taking it one step further and doing a madness with how much she was talking about sex, bro. It's creepy. Francine, whether or not she said, I'd tap that, I'd F him till his nose bleeds, I don't know if that's true. If true, it's creepy. Everyone in this story seems to be childish. We didn't really hear much on the other sister. I think she did the best thing and wanted to stay out of this. So kudos to that sister. But as a whole, Maureen's creepy, childish. Francine, at the very least, is creepy. If she said what she said, if Maureen is correct, you know, Francine would also then be a bit creepy. Too much to handle on this Friday morning, you know? And, I mean, by now, I don't really have the opportunity to get much sleep before work. So, woohoo, what a time. So we're going to call it here. I'll see you guys next time. Please, stay safe online. Please, stop arguing with people who you know, supposedly love, right? About partners. It's just not worth it, is it? But then also you need to address how has this even come between you anyway. I feel like there's cracks in that relationship. And recognize your self-worth. You're more than being someone's bank account, even if they'll pay you back, whatever. It's disgusting. And also, I feel like this is important. If someone does reveal that they've been speaking to who you're speaking to, and it's your family member and whatnot, I'd question that person who you supposedly love. Why didn't you tell me you were speaking to my sibling? You know? Why are you trying to hide that? That would be a very awkward meetup in person, coming over for dinner. Oh, I might know your sister. Oh, I might know that sister as well. You know, question these things. It's okay. But, and stop talking about sex so much. Have some decorum. And that's coming from me. I'll see you guys next time. There will be videos before actually Christmas anyway, but have a happy holiday if you do celebrate. And if you don't, just stay off of online oil riggers or something. Bye. I'll take a ticket to Hawaii though, Maureen. Send me that.